So this is going to cover systems of linear equations, 7.1. Consistent equations is a system of linear equations if it has a singular point of intersection. So note that the answer will be expressed as a point xy. So let's solve this system of equations by graphing. So we have the line y equals 2x minus 8. So it's a linear equation. That means we can find 2 points and graph this line. So if x equal to 0, then y is going to equal to negative 8. So we have the point 0, negative 8. Say x equals 1. We will have the point 2 minus 8, which is minus 6. So we have the point 1 comma negative 6. So we can plot those 2 points. Zero, negative 8 would be somewhere around here, and then 1, negative 6 is right here, and then we can graph this line, right? So basically it's going to go look like that. And then our other line, y is equal to minus 3x plus 2. We can again say if x equal to 0, y is going to equal to 2, so we have the point 0, 2. If x equal to 1, we can have negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 1. We have the point 1, negative 1. So 0, comma 2, and then 1, comma negative 1 would be these 2 points. So this would be the equation of that line. And we can extend this one as well. Okay, so now solve by graphing. So the solution would be the intersection. So wherever these 2 points intersect, which appears to be 2 comma negative 4. So of course we did this by hand. We can also, if we did GeoGebra, you can see exactly where that intersection point is. So this is how we would solve by graphing, okay? Is to find their intersection point. So let's use GeoGebra to graph this. Okay, so say we wanted to graph this, right? Y is equal to 2x minus 8. So that's one graph, and then the other one was y is equal to minus 3x plus 2. Okay, so we can see this intersection here, 2 comma negative 4. That would be the solution. So that's how you would do that using GeoGebra. So again, solve by graphing. We can you can solve this equation y equals 6 minus 3x. Again, pick some values for x, solve for y, right? So if x equal to 0, y is equal to 6. If x is equal to 1, y equals 3. We can plot those points 0, 6 and 1, 3. Okay, so that's that line. And then we have our other line. We can solve this for y as well, right? So this is giving negative y is equal to 4 minus 2x. Y is going to be 2x minus 4. So when x equals 0, y equals minus 4. And also when x equals 1, y equals minus 2. So plot those 0, negative 4, 1, negative 2, and then graph this line. Okay, and then notice the intersection again. Right, so here's the intersection point right there. That's 2, 0. So that's the solution. 2, 0 would be the ordered pair. And then this one, right? That's the solution. Oops, did I hit the... Right, that's the solution, is the intersection, okay? So this is telling us to solve by using substitution. So notice we're going to call this equation 1, equation 2. So by substitution, we're going to substitute equation 2. So substitute equation 2 into equation 1. So we have y equals 5. So we're going to do x plus 5 is equal to 7. X is going to equal to 2 because we subtract 5 from both sides. So basically the solution is going to be x equals 2 and y equals 5 to this system. Okay? Well, it said find the value of x, right? So we just say x is equal to 2, actually, right? 2, 5 is just the ordered pair. Solve using the substitution method. Again, we have y equals, so we can call this equation 1, equation 2. We can, we're solving by substitution, so we're going to substitute equation 2 into equation 1. So we have x plus y, which is going to be 3x, is equal to 16. So we have 4x is equal to 16, x is equal to 4. Okay, so x is equal to 4. And then y is equal to 3x, which is going to be 3 times 4, which is equal to 12. So y is equal to 12. Or you can write it as an ordered pair, 4, 12. Okay? Solve using substitution. Well, we have equation 1 and equation 2. We're going to substitute equation 2 because it's already solved for y. Substitute equation 2 into equation 1. So equation 1 says 4x plus 2y. We're going to do the substitution here. Plus 1. Oops, I wrote that wrong. 4x plus 2y is equal to 8. Okay, so now we're going to solve 4x plus, we're going to distribute this to remove the parentheses. 2 times 3x is 6x, plus 2 times 1 is 2 is equal to 8. Now we have 10x. What happened? Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened to my work. Okay, so again, right, I had 4x plus 2 times 3x plus 1 is equal to 8. And then we had 4x plus 6x plus 2 is equal to 8. 10x plus 2 is equal to 8. 10x is equal to, subtract 2 from both sides is 6. Now we're going to divide by 10 both sides, and we get x is equal to 6/10. Reduce that, we get 3/5. Now y, right? Y is equal to 3x plus 1 from our equation 2. So we can solve for y now that we know what x is, which is 3/5 plus 1. So this is going to be 9/5 plus 1. Find a common denominator of 5. You're going to get 9 plus 5, which is equal to 14/5. So that's y. And you can write it as an ordered pair as well. Okay, so you can write 3/5, comma 14/5. Okay, so addition method. So addition method is going to be where you're going to try to eliminate a variable from solving. So we have equation 1, equation 2. So if we were to add, okay, equation 1 to equation 2, notice what happens. Okay, let's leave them in this form where the x's are lined up and the y's are lined up. Okay, so if we were to add them, we get 3x plus 0y is equal to 12. So we eliminated the variable y by adding them. So now we got 3x equals 12. Divide both sides by 3. You get x is equal to 4. So we solve for x by the addition method. Now you can use equation 1 or 2 to solve for y. So you can use equation 1, right? So y is equal to 7 minus 2x. So now you have 7 minus 2x, x is 4. So you have 7 minus 8, which is equal to 1. So y equals 2 minus 1. You can write it as an ordered pair, 4 comma negative 1. So you look to see whether you should, because we're doing addition method, do you want to eliminate y? Do you want to eliminate x? Well, in both of these cases, we have to do something before we can just simply add them, because they're not just, they don't have the same coefficient, so with opposite signs, so they're not going to just go away. So since I have a plus 4y in equation 1, now if I had a negative 4y in equation 2, then I could just add them. Well, how do I make a negative 4 in equation 2? I would have to multiply by 4. So multiply, right, equation 2 by 4. There's different things you can do, but you're going to have 4 times 8x minus y. You have to multiply both sides of the equation by 4. So this becomes 32x minus 4y is equal to 38 times 4. 38 times 4. 152. So this is my new equation. It's my new equation 2. Okay. So now I'm going to add equation 1 and 3. Okay, so now I have x plus 4y is equal to 13, and I have 32x minus 4y is equal to 152. So when I add them vertically, I get 33x is equal to 165. And if I divide both sides by 33, I get that x is equal to 5. Okay, so now that I have x equals 5, I could use equation 1, 2, 3 to solve for y. So you want to pick the easiest one. So the equation 2, the smallest, maybe the smaller numbers, less operations, you're going to have 8x minus y equals 38. Minus y is equal to 38 minus 8x. Y is going to be 8x minus 38. Now x is 5, so 8 times 5 minus 38. So that's 40 minus 38, which tells me that y is equal to 2. Okay, again, you can write it as an ordered pair. Depends on how it's asking you to enter your answers. Again, we want to use addition method, so you look to eliminate a variable. Notice that none of the variables in both equations have opposite signs, so we're going to have to multiply one by a negative. So let's say we wanted to eliminate y. So I'm going to multiply 1 by a positive 7, and I'm going to multiply equation 2 by a negative 2. Now see what happens. I'm going to get equation 3 by multiplying 7 to equation 1. So I have 7 times 9x plus 2y is equal to 10 times 7. This is going to give me 63x plus 14y is equal to 70. This is my new equation 3. Now my equation 4 is going to be by multiplying equation 2 by negative 2. So negative 2 times 5x plus 7y is equal to negative 18 times a negative 2. So that equals to negative 10x minus 14y is equal to 36. So that's my new equation 4, right? Equation 3, equation 4. So now I'm going to add equation 3 and equation 4. So I'm going to get 63x plus 14y is equal to 70, and I'm going to get minus 10x minus 14y is equal to 36. So when I add them vertically, I get 53x and 0y is equal to 106. Divide both sides by 53, I get x equals 2. Now I'm going to use equation 1 to solve for y, because it's kind of the simpler equation. So I'm going to get 2y is equal to 10 minus 9x. Y is equal to 10 minus 9x divided by 2. So plug in x equals 2. I'm going to get 10 minus 18 divided by 2, which is minus 2. Oops. Minus 8 over 2, which is equal to minus 4. So x equals 2 and y equals minus 4. So another example of the addition method. Okay. You can try this. Okay, so pause the video and try to do this, and then play it again to compare answers. So we have 4x, okay, so now that you've joined me back again, 4x plus 8y equals 12, and then we have 3x plus 6y equals 14. Again, we need to make sure, we want to eliminate one of the variables, and we want to make sure they have the same coefficient with opposite signs. So when we add them, it goes to 0. So we can just look to multiply this one by negative 3, and then multiply this one by a positive 4. So we get equations. Our new one's going to be 12x minus 12x minus 24y is equal to minus 36. That's equation, the new equation 1. The new equation 2 is going to be 12x plus 24y is equal to 56. Notice when we add this, we get 0 is equal to 20. This is a false statement. It's a contradiction, right? It's a false statement. So if you get a false statement like that, you say no solution. So inconsistent equations. A system is inconsistent if it does not have a solution, just like the example we did. This occurs when the lines are parallel and therefore do not intersect, right? So if they're parallel, that means they have the same slope and they never intersect. So therefore, they're not going to have a solution because they will never intersect. Okay, so let's take a look at this particular example. So if we wanted to solve this using the addition method, okay? So again, this would be inconsistent, right? Inconsistent because they don't have a solution. We get a false statement, so no solution. That means that they are parallel, okay? System of equations is, so now let's take a look at this example. So if we wanted to multiply, again, we want to eliminate. So let's multiply the top one by 6, both sides, and the second equation by a negative 9. Okay, because we want them to have separate, opposite signs. So what does this give us? We get 72x minus 54y is equal to 36, and the second equation gives us negative 72x plus 54y is equal to negative 36. Well, what happens when we add these? We get 0x plus 0y is equal to 0. So we get 0 equals 0, which is a true statement. Okay, so if you get a true statement like that, then you have infinitely many solutions. Okay, which means that they're actually the same line. They're on top of each other. So you have infinitely many solutions, okay? When you have the same line in two different presentations, you will get infinitely many solutions to the set of equations. The solution can be expressed as a set of all x, y such that y equals mx plus b, or you can write the set of all x, y such that ax plus by equals c. Basically, your solution is going to be all real numbers. Well, no, I don't want to say that, sorry. Okay, so it's just going to be, the solution will be all x, y such that y equals mx plus b, or you can write all x, y such that ax plus by equals c, okay? So just leave your answer like that. Okay, so let's take a look at this application, okay? Lyft XL charges a base fare plus a cost per mile. The amounts vary by city. In San Diego, a customer will pay $14.48 for an 8-mile trip and will pay $17.60 for a 10-mile trip. Find the base fare and the cost per mile. So we're going to come up with our two equations. So equation 1, okay, is going to be, oops, what happened to my, there we go. Okay, so equation 1, basically we have these ordered pairs. 1448 for 8 miles, 1760 for 10 miles, okay? So what we're going to do is, this is the ordered pair x comma y, okay? So we can write these in the form of, y equals mx plus b, okay? So we can say that equation 1 is going to be 1448, because that's y, is equal to m times x, which is 8, plus b. So we have an equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. And then we have equation 2, which is going to be 1760 is equal to m times 10 plus b. So we have two equations, two unknowns. Okay, so this time our two unknowns are m and b. Okay, and we're going to determine our base fare and the cost per mile. Remember, cost per mile is going to be our slope, basically, right? It's going to be m, and the base fare is going to be that b. So you're going to pay a base fare, and then you're going to pay an amount based on the mileage, okay? So now we have these two equations, and again, you can solve this by substitution, you can solve this by the addition method, whatever way is easier, okay? So let's do addition method, okay? So if we did the addition method, we need to eliminate either b or m. So let's eliminate b, okay, by multiplying equation 1 by a -1. So you're going to get negative 14.48 is equal to negative 8m minus b. So we multiplied a negative to both sides. And then equation 2 remains the same because we're adding them. I just switched the places of the coefficient and m. And then this is plus b. So when we add these, notice that the b goes away. You get 0b. And then you have 2m. And then when you add these two, you get $3.12. So now we can solve for m by dividing both sides by 2. We get m is equal to $1.56. What does that mean? Basically, they charge $1.56 per mile. Okay, that's what the cost per mile is. Cost per mile is going to be $1.56 per mile. So now that you know the cost per mile, now you can use equation 1 or 2 to solve for b, okay? So you could use equation 1. Okay, so let's use equation 1. 1448 is equal to 8m plus b. So 1448 is equal to 8 times $1.56 plus b. So b is going to equal to $2. So the base fare is $2 right when you get in. That means Lyft will charge you $2 right when you sit in the car. And then $1.56 per mile. Okay, so that's how we solve this problem. And this is just an example from San Diego. Okay, streaming service. A streaming service has a monthly revenue of $248.4 million. It has 15 million customers that can have either basic service or $12 per month or premium service for $20 a month. How many of each type of service? So we have to come up with some equations, okay? So equation 1, we can say there are 15 million customers. So there's two types of services, right? So service X, which is the $12 maybe, service Y, which is the $20 a month. So the number of people who have service X and the number of people that have service Y is going to equal to 15 million. Okay? And then we can create another equation because the monthly revenue is 258.4 million. Okay? So equation 2 can be, well, those who have service X gets $12. So the number of people, right, will pay $12, right? $12 times the number of people plus $20 times the number of these people that have this plan. So when you, this gives us the, 12x gives us the amount that we get from the $12 per month. And then 20 times y gives us the amount that we get from the $20 service. And together, it will give us the $258.4 million. Okay, so that's how we get those two equations. Once you have your equations, again, you could use the addition method, you could use the substitution method, okay? I will use substitution, so I will sub 1 into 2 to solve. So I'm just going to solve for y here. Y is equal to 15 minus x. So I'm going to sub that into the second equation. So I have 12x plus 20 times y, which is going to be 15 minus x, is equal to 258.4. So I get 12x plus 20 times 15, 20 times 15, 300 minus 20x is equal to 258.4. And then we get minus 8x is equal to 258.4 minus 300 is negative 41.6. X is equal to 5.2. So x is equal to 5.2 million. So 5.2 million have the $12 a month service. And then y is just going to be 15 minus x, which is 15 minus 5.2, which is equal to about 9.8. So y is equal to 9.8 million. Remember, x represents this is the $12 per month, right? That's that plan, and 9.8 million have the $20 per month plan. Okay? I guess you can write that x equals the $12 per month number of people. Number of people who have this, and then y equals the number of people that have $20 a month. Okay? So our last example, a vending machine typically costs between $3,000 and $5,000. Assume we purchase a vending machine for $3,800 and can purchase cans of soda for 25 cents. Construct a linear cost function, C of x, where x is the number of cans purchased. Okay, so we want to create, right? This is basically the form of a linear function. So we want to construct a linear cost, C of x, where x is the number of cans of soda. So this is going to be C of x is equal to mx, right? It's going to be 25 cents per can. That's what we're charging. So M is going to be our 25 cents, right? Times the number of cans, plus the $3,800. So it's going to have a base cost of $3,800. And then this is the variable cost, 25 cents per can. So that's why M is going to be our 25 cents per can. And B is going to be the $3,800 base cost. So that's always going to be the cost, right? $3,800. And then you have to purchase these cans, which is going to be 25 cents per can. So now you have your cost function as a function of the number of cans, right? So we will sell the cans of soda for 75 cents. Find the revenue function for selling X cans of soda. So revenue is basically going to be whatever you're selling it for, right? Times the number of cans. That's your revenue. Okay, that's just what you're selling it, right? And depending on the number of cans, that's going to be your revenue function. Now we want to construct a profit function for selling 8 cans of soda. Well, profit is going to come once you take your cost function. Oops, nope. Where'd you go? Profit comes from revenue minus cost. So when you take your cost and you subtract it from your revenue, that's your profit, okay? So we already came up with our revenue function, right? That's 75x minus our cost function, which is 0.25x plus $3,800. So this becomes 0.75x minus 0.25x minus $3,800. So this is equal to 0.5x minus $3,800. This is your profit function. Okay? Find the number of cans of soda that must be sold to break even. So you want to break even, so that means that your revenue must equal to your cost. That's when you don't lose anything and you don't make anything, okay? This is the break even, okay? So now you set them equal to each other and you solve for x. And you get 0.5x is equal to 3,800. X is equal to 7,600 cans. So once you sell 7,600 cans, you will break even. So if you sell more than 7,600 cans, you start to make a profit. If you sell less than 7,600 cans, you will be losing money. This is the break-even point.